Hey guys, Bullion Bytes here with another video. If you are watching this video, you're probably looking into stacking precious metals, whether it's for prepping or for some emergency or disaster that you expect to come up in the future that you want to be prepared or ready for, whether it's financially, emotionally, whatever. You've come to the right place, and on this video we're going to be going over kind of some of the basics, some of the introductory items or kind of beginner items that people tend to drift towards within the prepping and stacking community. So I've got everything kind of laid out here left to right in terms of where people start and kind of what they move towards over time. It's not to say you have to move from left to right and then you can't go back, or you have to stay in just one area. That's just how I have it laid out. So on this side here we have, these are mercury dimes or junk silver dimes. Sometimes they're referred to as junk silver or constitutional silver. So these dimes are 90% silver, just like the quarters and the silver dollars here. So they're 90% silver, 10% copper. 14 of these, or $1.40 face value, meaning 14 dimes, or 4 quarters and 4 dimes, will make up approximately 1 ounce of silver. I say approximately because there is some wear over time with coins. Starting with silver dimes is probably where most people start, dimes and quarters, and that's because these are very small, easily divisible. The premiums on these, meaning the amount you pay over the price of paper silver, is relatively low compared to other fractional, meaning small items of silver. Quarters, just like the dimes, you're getting something that's a very low premium, a low kind of cost relative to the other items over here, where you get something that's very divisible, easily recognized. It's not counterfeited very often, at least for common dates, and it's something you can either throw in a backpack, throw in a foot locker, throw it in that closet in the garage, whatever it is, and it's not going to take up a lot of space. These are what people typically think of in a I don't want to say post-event scenario where they're going to barter with other people. So you're going to trade some eggs for a couple of dimes or whatever it is. The next item people typically look at is either sovereign, meaning government issued coins, or 1 ounce silver rounds, meaning something made by a private mint. So this is a 1 ounce silver buffalo. This is a private minted round because it does not have a dollar denomination to it. 3/9 fine silver, meaning this has a higher purity than the junk silver, or something like this Canadian maple leaf or the American silver eagle here. These are both great options. As of the recording of this video, March 1st, 2023, maple leafs are a preferred option just because their cost over spot, their premium, is lower than the silver eagles are, meaning you can get more of these for the same dollars than you can these. Both are great, both are going to serve the same purpose, both are easily recognized by the typical person that's going to want to trade with you or barter with you. Other items that people will consider that I don't want to say discourage you from, but I would caution you on, is Morgan and Peace silver dollars. Now I caution you on these because the cost for these per dollar, or for the silver, the metal content here, is significantly higher on average than your dimes and your quarters are for the same dollars in. And the reason I keep on going back to dollars in is, after some emergency happens, your dollars, paper dollar bills, money in the bank, you may not have access to that, and it may not be worth anything. So that's something to keep in mind. And typically most people price things in dollars. Next item here, this is as we get, I would say after you have an initial basis of these established, getting into larger items like a 5 ounce silver bar from another private mint. This is from the Sunshine Mint. They have some security features on the back that are great. This would be this, or something like the 10 ounce bar here. This is sometimes they call these buffalo bars. Similar design to our 1 ounce round here. These I would say is something that you may not necessarily need if you're just looking for barter items, staying more towards this left side with the dimes, quarters, and 1 ounce rounds may be preferable, but you may end up paying a little bit more in the premium in the long run. If you're just looking to get silver weight, these are probably the best bang for your buck. If you're looking to get stuff that's more divisible for trading or bartering, the dimes, quarters, and 1 ounce rounds are a great way to go. So I always think about this like, when you go to barter with somebody, it's like you're going to, fast food place, you're going to McDonald's, but they can't make change. So if you show up and all you have is $100 bill, but your meal only costs you $10, and only costs you 2 of these, then, you're overpaying for what it is that you have. You're giving the other person that you're bartering with more value, and they're getting a good deal, but you want to make sure that you have enough smaller units of exchange before you move into the larger units. Now, nobody's going to know 100% what you're going to need in the future. That's just the nature of it, but you want to have a good basis over here in those quarters, dimes, and 1 ounce rounds before you move into those larger items. That's just my opinion. Something else to consider or think about that's come out in recent years is these what are called gold-back certificates, or gold backs. These are 1/1000th of an ounce of gold, and it's 24 karat real gold printed on a polymer. These are made to be used as an alternate exchange currency, or a voluntary currency for circulation within states like Utah, Wyoming, New Hampshire, and there are people or towns that will use these near exclusively when they're just working in town, or they're locals that all use them. They come in 5, 1, 10, various denominations. Each of them are also divisible, so if you have 5 ones, it's got the same gold content as 1 5, etc. The only downside to gold backs is they have a pretty high premium, but those premiums are pretty stable across most dealers, most vendors that you're going to get those from. The cost of a gold back right now is about $4. Cost of a silver dime is about $2 and some change, roughly. So, and that's if you were to just get 1 and 1. If you get them in bulk, obviously you're going to bring your total cost up, but your average cost down a little bit. Just some things to think about if you are new to prepping, stacking, etc. You're saving up for some emergency, whether it's you think World War III is coming, you think there's going to be more kind of economic uncertainty within the country that you want to brace yourself for. If you're worried about the debt that the government's in, the $30+ trillion that they owe to various creditors, silver is a great way to hedge or mitigate that inflation, because if all of the government notes get called in and the government tries to bail itself out and print $30 trillion worth of money to cover its debt, then instantly the price of everything is going to go way up. And so having silver, having metals, lets you be prepared for that, having hard assets in general. More important than having anything like this, though, is having good skills, being physically fit, and having knowledge in your back pocket. No amount of resources can make up for skills in the long term. If you don't know how to do first aid, for example, if you don't know how to use firearms, for another example, if you don't know how to take care of yourself physically, and you're not physically fit before a emergency scenario comes up, then you're setting yourself up for a big big letdown, a big problem there, and it could get you killed. I don't want to be all doom and gloom at the end of the video here, but that's something to be mindful of. Your physical fitness and your knowledge before a crisis happens is far more important than the tools that you bring with you to the crisis. I'm going to give you a great example of that here, and then I'm going to end the video. If you have a heart attack, you don't care that there's an AED there. You want there to be a doctor, because if you just have an AED and no one that knows how to use it, the little shock box, it's not going to help you. All right, that is it for the video here, guys. I will leave you with that food for thought. If you like the video, please like it, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one.